teeth into this one, and James will be hoping he can get his teeth into Littler a bit more than he did last Sunday night, because he only got a couple of legs in that final. But the Nuke, averaging just a shade over 100 for the tournament, is 18 from 42 on the doubles, the same as James Wade. However, James's average is a good 12 points behind. This man is now 9-0 in the October Hallen. He has not lost here. He does not want to lose in the next hour. If he doesn't, he will go back-to-back in Belgium. But this man right here, the Hall of Famer of the future, has still got a lot to offer the game, of course, but has not won a European Tour title for 9 years and hasn't won a semi-final in a European Tour event, well, for nearly 7. It's been a long time between drinks, hasn't it, Dan Dawson?
Certainly has. And James Wade, look, they're different kinds of players, we know that. James Wade is about just taking chances. Luke Littler is about blowing people off the board. Now Wade insists on a handshake at first, which he's already had. But he insists it's not about throwing 100 averages, but as he's found out to his cost, if you don't get anywhere near that, and Littler does, you won't get chances. He didn't get chances at the UK Open. He didn't get chances at the Masters this year, where he lost 4-0 in sets, 8-0 in legs. They've played 21 legs of darts this year, and Wade has won 2. But it's a new day, it's a new game, and look at the way that Wade has started.
Yeah, he's got 8 180s in this tournament. Littler's got 9, and they've played the same amount of matches. So that department is starting to shine. Now, if anybody wants a little bit of a teaser out there, let's see how good your memories are. The last time that Wade won a semi-final in a European Tour event, it was at Göttingen in 2018.
45.
Have a think about who he beat. Someone who made a semi-final of the first European Tour event of that year and the last. But who was it?
59.
Well, I know, because I've got it in front of me.
It's quite a good answer, isn't it?
Yes, Danny Notter. To be fair to James Wade, there was a Leverkusen tournament where he withdrew, didn't he? He was due to place Dimitri Van den Berg in the semi-finals a couple of years back, and he withdrew with illness. He actually spent a couple of days in hospital there in Germany. But he has had big performances in semi-finals as well. One that he lost against Luke Humphries, average 109, was beaten 7-5. The performances are in there, but he needs one now, you feel. And he started so well.
Yeah, that's really good, isn't it? A 15-dart start in a semi-final. Ton plus check out, a max in there, lots to admire.
58.
The best we've seen from Littler has usually been at the end of games, though.
He's found himself in sticky situations, hasn't he? And then his unreal talent has just blasted him out of trouble.
He's the kind of person who would find himself in quicksand and he'd say, do you know what? Fine, I'll get myself out of it. He's a problem solver.
99.
Slightly different atmosphere in this one compared to the last one, which was a few emotions on a plate.
Well, Mike De Decker will be recomposing himself, getting ready for his first ever Euro Tour final.
You never forget your first.
Only the 9th time a Belgian has reached the final of a European Tour event.
First for Littler was here last year.
It was.
First for James was the very first Euro Tour event in Wiener Neustadt, where he lost to Justin Pipe.
That's before we even started streaming them all.
140.
Littler was about 5, wasn't he?
Yeah, he would have been.
$128.
At this point, we would usually speculate what Littler's going to do. What he does with his first dart stipulates what he does with the next one.
64. James will require 56.
Okie doke. But if you leave James on tops, be prepared to pay the penalty.
36.
You may just have the best two double 10 hitters ever in this game. It'll be interesting to see how many times it is hit.
Oh, we're still waiting.
James require 20.
James Wade missed a couple, but surprisingly allowed back.
James
And the
on second
machine
leg,
leads this
James
by
Wade.
2 legs to 0. Remember, it is a race to 7.
Leg,
So
James to throw first.
Luke Littler has got a little bit more time to
Game.
turn this around, but it's not the start he would have wanted.
He's doubled his tally for the year against Luke.
He has, yeah.
And it's the kind of stuff that we've had from James in this tournament. It's not spectacular, but effective. And if he was going to get a T-shirt made with his name on, it would probably have that as a hashtag.
93.
Effectiveness, workmanlike. Every now and again, though, he does have a spectacular game in him.
Well,
60.
look, demolished Josh Rock, beat Luke Humphries, beat Robert Owen and Cameron Menzies all at the UK Open, and the way he closed the games out.
140.
Sometimes he can look disinterested, but when he's in a game, when he knows he's got a chance to win it, it is so very difficult to stop him
83.
dragging himself over the line.
That last leg against Humphries was rather special, to say the least.
Well, I mean, the last 3 legs, wasn't it? It did 6 180s in 3 legs from James Wade. Unbelievable.
He used to do that all the
98.
time, you know, when he was younger. He's lost that power, but it feels as if he's starting to get it back a little bit.
Well, Luke Littler,
100.
this would
Luke
improbably take
170.
the total of 170s in this tournament this weekend to 6. To 6? And a second for the nuke? Oh!
145. James require 158.
Just shy. So Littler will come back to lead double 10 again. And this
Luke
time,
require 25.
he wants revenge. And there it is, on the board.
Full leg Luke to throw first. Game.
Second time tonight in the semi-finals we've seen someone think it's their throw, but it wasn't.
180.
And look at the turnaround from Littler. It's my throw, it's my 180.
Six.
Do you see any similarities between these two?
96.
As in, when James was 18, he was seen as the next big star. Turned out pretty well. I wonder where Littler's going to be
100.
in his early 40s. I wouldn't be surprised if he's retired.
Yeah, sitting on a big pile of money, I'd imagine. Yeah, James Wade is a freak for how he has managed to stay doing this as well as he has for so long. Most players, great players, world champs, world number ones, they don't have the longevity of Wade.
6.
Luke Littler is playing at the top level like James Wade is 20-odd years after his breakthrough, then it'll be astonishing. Double top. 11 darter.
Fifth leg James to throw first. Game on.
This game is exactly the same as the other semi-final. It was 2-0, now it's 2-2. And 2 is a very apt number,
140.
because Littler is the world number 2 and the number 2 seed. Got there in a year. Wade's best ever ranking
140.
is 2. Never attained the number 1 spot.
Yeah, despite that proliferation of major titles.
The thing that boggles my mind is that Gary Anderson was a back-to-back world champ and didn't get to world number 1.
Yeah, quite.
Neither did Adrian Lewis. But
48.
Littler's spoken in the week, hasn't he, about gunning for Humphries in that number 1 spot.
Yeah, and look, Humphries will be defending a lot of money towards the back end of this year, but
91.
got to have goals and everything, but Littler just wants to win. He's already got the UK Open under his belt this year. It's the only title he's got, one of the big ones.
180. You're
going to win titles, get the biggest ones available. Now, what does Littler do on 133? I'm a big advocate for treble 19 first.
58.
Opens up double-double.
33.
60 doesn't do that.
Well, it doesn't matter anyway.
Do you know what? I think he was going 60, 33 tops.
James, you require 78.
Quite possibly. But James Wade, these are the sorts of finishes which win you games and titles if you keep on taking them out. Oh, he's just... So often you see it where a player moves one way and they sort of throw it back across the line. They overcompensate.
It's flattened out. But it doesn't matter. My word, what's he just done? Today he's already had an in-rhythm flat dart after something flattened out in the 57. That one there, it flattened out. He hit the tops by propping it up.
Just sort of bullied his way through, yeah. It is a strong... There's nothing floaty about the Luke Littler throw. He really throws.
He throws darts like Indiana Jones cracks the whip. Ferocity.
But we're now 5 legs into this, 5 and a bit legs. James Wade won the first 2. He has lost the next 3 with 2 breaks of throw. And they are performing at about their tournament averages. Wade in the high 80s. Luke Littler around that 100 mark. And if you've got that 10-point gap, yes, we have seen players overcome that to win games. But it doesn't happen very often.
It's not the first time in this tournament either where Littler has
59.
Had a 40 dart burst over 3 legs.
And it's often come when he's gone behind. He did it to Luke Woodhouse when he trailed 4-3. Dave Chisnell was 4-2 up on him, and 56. Then he rattled off all those legs. When you push him, he responds. And he said that a couple of times on stage. If I find myself behind, I know that I can up him.
61.
It's all well and good being a proactive player, but you're not going to dominate everyone. At times, you're going to have to be reactive. If anything, Littler has been more reactive in this tournament than proactive. And Wade said, didn't he, at the end of last week's UK Open, that he was flagging at the end. He'll be hoping it doesn't hit him again. Because even if he wins this, there's still another match to go.
112.
Knocks a ton off it. He's on a 2-darter, threatening to break back. Can't get a go though. Does get a go. Couldn't find double top Luke Littler.
Always going to be the 10s. Tops with clearance. Right in the centre. Oh, we're going to get another semi-final that goes the distance. The people who had tickets for tonight, they're getting their money's worth. What a session.
Well, legs with darts at double. It's 5-4 in Littler's favour, but 3-all is the sat that matters. James Wade just that little bit more clinical on the doubles, which is what you expect. He's doing exactly the same ratio on the doubles as he has been all tournament.
180.
He's going to have to go head-to-head with him at times in the scoring. Not many can live with him. He was joking around about a 9-dart attempt earlier tonight. But then again, that happens all the time, doesn't it? He leaves an out after 6. More than anybody in the world right now. He's taken Dave Chisnell's mantle.
100.
Dave is the only player who's won 2 European Tour events in Belgium. That might change tonight.
127. Luke 54.
For a second 11-darter of the match for Littler. 12 darts will do. Trusty number 10 doing the work for
Haydenberg,
him.
Luke to throw first.
It is another breaker
Game.
throw in this game. Littler just keeping Wade at arm's length, but it's not as comfortable as he would like. He said I'd rather be winning to 0 than to 1. But you're right, he hasn't gone out there and smashed anybody off the board from the word go. He's been reacting to being in sticky situations, and Wade is doing exactly what you expect of him to make this difficult for Luke.
But in the same conversation, when he was talking about being reactive, he was saying, look how annoyed he is at not getting a shot at a 9. That's the game he plays. But he was saying, when I'm in a situation like this and I need better legs, I just talk to myself and say, right, now we need some 11 and 12s. And that doesn't just happen. You don't just flick a switch and do it. But apparently this young man believes he does.
Well,
125.
it's not dissimilar to Wade, is it? He seems to turn his intensity on and off like a tap. You see him give up in legs if he's 300 points behind. To be fair to him, he's not doing it in this leg. He is concentrating. He's not throwing those darts away.
71.
He doesn't mind losing a leg by 250 points, because if the next one he's in there, he'll take his chance. He focuses.
Well, well, well.
31.
I suppose he can afford a missed single every now and again. If you're going to do it when your opponent hasn't got a chance.
138.
This is why it's always worth sticking in legs, even if you're a long way back, because James Wade has asked a question of Littler. He has the answer, though, pretty emphatically.
Ninth leg, James to throw first. Game.
Littler really does look like he can do this all night long. He looks so energized. He's playing, not necessarily with freedom,
60.
but he's playing with ease. There's no effort in the throw.
And this last sort of few months, from sort of Prague Euro Tour and then the Grand Slam onwards, one of the big things about Littler is his rate of hitting 180s. It's absolutely astronomical. At times it's been more, like quite a lot more, than one every other leg, which is sort of like the world-class benchmark.
45.
We've not really seen that from him. 14 is a perfectly respectable amount of 180s to hit. Because he's played, what? 29... 37 legs.
57.
But when he is firing on all cylinders, he's hitting 20, 25. And it hasn't been that.
440.
Well, if Littler is going to defend the title tonight, he's going to have to do it against opponents who do spend a bit more time at the hockey. Chisnell, Wade, De Decker potentially. They aren't quick. They're not slow, they are methodical.
And that's something he's just got to deal with. And he's dealt with most things that have been thrown in his path.
Luke 164.
Even an extra 20 points would have made the next shot a lot easier for James Wade. Might not get the next shot. Might not get it for a 164. Oh, my word. Luke Littler so close to taking a 6-3 lead.
He might still do so. Things are starting to crumble for James Wade on the stage as Littler approaches the precipice. 10s again. Predictable brilliance from the world number 2.
Luke to throw first. Game.
The only consolation for Wade so far is that he's had more successful legs than last Sunday night. But he's got less time to recover.
Yeah, look, and the Masters. This is the third time they've met this year. This is the most James Wade has been in the game. But you know what? The numbers are pretty much identical. Littler averaging just over a ton. Wade averaging around that 90 mark. And for all his protestations that it's not about hitting ton averages, it is very, very difficult to win games of darts when the numbers look like that.
And that 118 checkout in the first leg, that seems like a long time ago.
There's only so many rabbits you can pull out of hats before the hat is empty and you've run out of them.
Unless you've got a hat that is like Mary Poppins' handbag.
Even then.
96 after 9, strolling with a 104 average and strolling potentially to 10 straight wins in the October Hallen,
Luke
and a date with
required
destiny
96.
and Mike de Decker.
Luke Littler. That'll do. Leaves himself tops for the match and a spot in the final. One win away from successfully defending the Euro Tour crown that he sensationally took here last year.
16. Luke required 40.
They say there's no defence in darts, there's only attack.
Get shot.
He attacked,
Luke Littler.
and he could even get defence. He played brilliantly in that game and stops James Wade